Traditionally, our natural landscape would have been shaped by large herbivores such as elk, aurochs and wild ponies. These animals would have grazed on vegetation, churned up the earth, transported seeds in their fur and left behind vital nutrients within their dung. Today, many of those species are extinct or absent from our landscapes, and to maintain habitats, their vital roles must be undertaken by humans or machines. At Northumberland Wildlife Trust, we attempt to replicate this behaviour with conservation grazing to maintain habitats. At East Chevington, a small herd of goats spend the late summer and early autumn grazing an area of land which is known for its lesser butterfly orchids. At Hauxley, Exmoor ponies and highland cows have been employed to help in the creation of a wildflower meadow. In the future, our West Chevington reserves grassland and woodland will become home to a free-ranging herd of cattle.
I'm Stephen Coomber and I manage Flexigraze, which is a conservation grazing business, not-for-profit conservation grazing business. And we provide livestock to graze specialist nature reserves, hay meadows, wild ground nesting bird breeding areas and just general habitat management. We have all sorts from Exmoor ponies, rare breed sheep, Manx Lockton, Hebrideans, Shetlands, highland cattle, some Dexter cattle, some Ling cattle and some goats. These are Manx Lockton sheep that have been grazing the hay meadows down at East Chevington. So now they're on the move now to a wind grassland site on a quarry later in the month. So I'm just getting them moved away, ready for that. Animals are a much slower, steadier progress. Cutting grassland with a machine is a catastrophic event. It doesn't give anything time to move out of the way. Whereas the animals grazing, it gives everything time to move around and out of the way. They also tread in the seeds better from wildflowers that have shed seeds, and they create more of a mosaic habitat, and it's a much more natural way of doing it. Plus the muck from them as they go along feeds the dung beetles and all the invertebrate life in the soil. We've grazed the hay meadows here at Hauxley and some scrubland down at East Chevington with the goats, and mostly for hay meadow creation and just to mitigate some of the scrub encroachment that's coming into the corners of some of the meadows. We use no fence collars on the goats and on the cattle, and we're just trying them on some sheep now. They are a GPS collar, so it gives the GPS location of the animal, and we can set a GPS boundary that we can keep the animals within. So the collars work by emitting a sound if the animal gets too close to the boundary, and they very quickly learn that that noise means stop, turn around, and everything's good. Because the GPS boundary can be moved, we don't have to put in physical fences, which is a massive cost saving. And it also means we can target certain areas of a field to graze harder. And we can also create an exclusion zone. So if there's a feature in the field, whether it be a historic monument we don't want them to rub on and damage, we can exclude them from that. Or a ground nesting bird nest in the spring, we can exclude them from that, and then they won't disturb the nests. I suppose my surprise of the whole project has been the goats, because I was always very bit sniffy about goats and I wasn't very keen on them. But actually working with them, they're not as bad as I thought they would be. In fact, they're quite characters, and I'm quite smitten with them.
Through the use of conservation grazing, we hope to continue to maintain and improve habitats on our Druridge Bay reserves in a more natural way with far less human intervention.